Great news! Millions of Americans will soon start receiving newly approved checks. These payments have just been officially announced.
The day has finally arrived. We've been talking for over a year about putting more money back in people's pockets, and I'm so proud to be here at this wonderful place to talk about what this means to real families, the fact that we've worked so hard. And I want to thank Ashley and Daquetta for joining us here today. You'll be hearing their remarks shortly. We also have some elected officials. Our County Executive Dan McCoy is here. Let's give him a round of applause. Our Mayor Kathy Hochul, thank you, Mayor. Our partners in the state legislature, Assemblymember John McDonald, and I'm going to say this, don't get confused, there's another John McDonald in the audience.
Big news! This is a major development. As New Yorkers begin receiving inflation refund checks worth up to $400, and Governor Kathy Hochul officially shared the details, announcing this positive update and calling it significant. Yet the support continues. What about additional stimulus aid for millions nationwide? As more states confirm new inflation relief check programs, look at this. Will there be a stimulus check in 2025? Yes, a brand new stimulus check program is on the way in 2025. While it's true that not every single American will qualify for these payments, millions of people are still expected to benefit. This is a massive development for families and individuals who have been waiting a long time for financial relief. In this important and timely video, I'm going to walk you through every key detail about these upcoming payments, which range from approximately $400 at the low end all the way up to $2,000 or more at the top end. But before we dive into all the specifics, I'd really appreciate a quick favor from you. It only takes a couple of seconds to tap that like button and support this channel, and it helps me reach even more people who need this information. So, without any further delay, let's get started right now with all the details. Great news once again! Millions of New Yorkers are set to receive new inflation relief payments. These payments have been officially approved, confirmed, and announced recently by Governor Kathy Hochul.
The day has finally arrived. We've been talking for over a year about putting more money back in people's pockets, and I'm so proud to be here at this wonderful place to talk about what this means to real families, the fact that we've worked so hard. And I want to thank Ashley and Daquetta for joining us here today. You'll be hearing their remarks shortly. We also have some elected officials. Our County Executive Dan McCoy is here. Let's give him a round of applause. Our Mayor Kathy Hochul, thank you, Mayor.
The day has finally arrived. We've been talking for over a year about putting more money back in people's pockets, and I'm so proud to be here at this wonderful place to talk about what this means to real families. The fact that we've worked so hard, and I want to thank Ashley and Daquetta for joining us here today. You'll be hearing their remarks shortly. We also have some elected officials. Our County Executive Dan McCoy is here. Let's give him a round of applause. Our Mayor Kathy Hochul, thank you, Mayor. Our partners in the state legislature, Assemblymember John McDonald, and I'm going to say this, don't get confused. There's another John McDonald in the audience. Take a look at this right here. This chart shows the new inflation relief payments, up to $400 per family. These payments are already being sent out and will continue through November, reaching as many as 8.2 million households across New York. This is a major development. Congratulations to New Yorkers.
The original John McDonald, who today celebrates his 95th birthday, has joined us. Mr. McDonald, please stand up. The father of our health commissioner, father of our assembly member. There you go. He said, I heard you're handing out money for my birthday. I said, yes, I'm coming over. This is all about you, Mr. McDonald. 37-year employee at the state DOT, so extraordinary service as well. Members of my team are here from the Department of Taxation and Finance and other members of my administration, as well as our community partners and friends in labor. So,
the original John McDonald, who today celebrates his 95th birthday, has joined us. Mr. McDonald, please stand up. The father of our health commissioner, father of our assembly member. He said, I heard you're handing out money for my birthday. I said, yes, I'm coming over. This is all about you, Mr. McDonald. A 37-year employee at the state do. So extraordinary service as well. Members of my team are here from Department of Taxation and Finance and other members of my administration, as well as our community partisan friends in labor. So what are we doing? As you can see here, it clearly highlights the rollout of inflation rebate checks, with about 8.2 million New Yorkers set to receive them. For a long time, I've spoken about what everyday families go through. Many people feel like no matter how much they do, they're still falling behind. You start to question yourself. Did you make the wrong move? You got the job you thought would change things, or earned the degree you believed would finally give you stability, but the bills keep piling up higher every month. And then you stare at them wondering, when will this cycle end? Why do the numbers just keep climbing? The reality is harsh. Electric bills, grocery costs, rent or mortgage payments, they all continue to rise. Add to that the rising price of insurance. Premiums alone have jumped by over 20%, which is staggering at a time when inflation has already eaten away a huge part of family budgets. That's why this refund comes as such a relief for New York families who feel like they've been crushed financially. That story doesn't just reflect my childhood. It's a reality for millions of families right now who are struggling to keep food on the table while trying to manage rising costs. That's why this relief program matters. It's not an abstract promise. It's something real and concrete that can help. Depending on income, households will receive up to $400 per person, with checks rolling out between October and November. So keep an eye out for it. Now, here's something important. If your neighbor receives a check before you do, don't panic or flood offices with calls. The distribution is spread out through October and November, so patience is key. Everyone eligible will get theirs, just maybe not at the exact same time. The goal is for these payments to arrive before the holiday season, giving families a little extra breathing room for shopping and bills. If you notice people around you have already received their check and you haven't, don't lose hope. The process can take time, but as long as you qualify, the payment is on the way. The governor emphasized the importance of patience here. Sometimes one household gets it earlier than another, but everyone's included in the same time frame. The bigger picture is that around 8.2 million New Yorkers will be receiving up to $400 each as part of this inflation relief measure. That's a big win for families across the state. And it doesn't stop here. This program is not intended to be a one-time thing with no follow-up. Planning for future support is already in the works because inflation remains stubbornly high. Interest rates are still elevated, and costs for essentials keep rising. Add to that the impact of tariffs being pushed at the federal level, which are driving up prices on everyday goods, including pharmaceuticals. Just recently, announcements were made about tariffs as high as 50% to 100% on key products. This is why the state is committed to keeping programs like this alive. Leaders want to show that they hear New Yorkers, that they understand the pressures families are under, and that they're determined to provide some relief in practical ways. That's what this rebate represents, an acknowledgement of the struggle and a real tangible effort to respond. The first ever statewide inflation rebate is already approved and will be arriving in mailboxes very soon. But here's a word of caution. Be on the lookout for scams. Unfortunately, there are bad actors out there who may try to intercept or steal checks. Since these are physical checks being delivered by mail, it's very important to check your mailbox daily once the rollout begins in October and November. Don't leave your mail sitting unattended, and be especially alert during delivery hours. Criminals may try to target these payments, so staying vigilant is critical to protecting your relief money. For families who've been waiting so long, this is well-deserved relief. And based on what's been said, this may not be the last year we see checks like these. There's the possibility of more relief coming in future years, depending on how economic conditions unfold. Now, moving to the bigger national question, will there be a federal stimulus check in 2025? Recently, Senator Josh Hawley put forward a proposal called the American Worker Rebate Act. Under this plan, adults would get $600, dependents would also qualify for $600, couples would receive $1,200, and a family of 4 could see as much as $2,400. Sounds good, right? But here's the reality check. The proposal is highly unlikely to become law. While the bill is real, it has not moved through Congress. Neither chamber has passed it, and there's no clear sign it's even close to advancing. Even within the Republican Party, there's notable opposition, making its chances slim. So while the headlines may sound exciting, it's important not to get your hopes up just yet. So, what payments can Americans realistically expect in 2025? Let's look at state-based programs. In Alaska, residents can celebrate. The Permanent Fund Dividend, PFD, is set to deliver up to $1,000 per eligible person, with distributions beginning in October. That's a meaningful boost for Alaskans. Other states continue to offer smaller rebate and refund programs tied to budget surpluses. Colorado, for example, issued a Tabor refund this year, and residents who haven't yet filed their 2024 tax returns can still qualify. While these amounts aren't huge, they're real dollars back in people's pockets, and that makes a difference. Outside of these state programs and credits, though, there's no broad federal stimulus approved for 2025. And what about those rumors of a $2,000 stimulus check? The truth is, those claims are false. No such nationwide payment has been approved. If anyone tries to convince you that a $2,000 check is guaranteed, don't believe it. At least not yet. So, to sum up, New York's inflation rebate checks are real, up to $400, and rolling out to millions between October and November. Alaskans have their dividend on the way. A few states are issuing smaller rebates. Families can benefit from tax credits. But beyond that, there is no approved federal stimulus for 2025. Stay alert, keep checking your mailbox, and make sure you don't fall for misinformation. Relief is coming in some forms, but the big nationwide stimulus is still just talk at this point. Thank you for tuning in, and stay connected for the latest updates.